Hello there and welcome to ADV Models. What we have here is our work in progress of the G91 Yankee 1 in 48 scale made by ADV Models. What this is just a quick rundown of, what have we, done so far to this kit. Well, first off I wanted to get the whole fuselage section all sorted. So because of the dangerous nature of using resin, I've sawed all the pieces that are going to be required for this, sanded it all down and everything. Again, extractor fans on, face masks on, all that kind of stuff, and come along carefully with a hoover and just hoover up all the resin dust that's gone everywhere and everything to take care of that. And the first thing I wanted to do was to take care of all our camera section here, which, to be honest with you, has gone together really nicely the way I wanted it to go. Basically, you've got your left, right and bottom cameras. These were fairly easy in the fact that it was just, use all sorts of techniques, use a micro saw, drill out the holes, cut it out with a blade, just to get our nice windows here for where our cameras are gonna go. They went well, no problems there. Now the way we're gonna put windows in here, it's a technique where you come along with simply some canopy glue and a cocktail stick, and you dip your cocktail stick into your canopy glue, and then you come along and you just very carefully wipe this canopy glue around the window area and carefully pull it out. And I don't know what the science is behind this or whatever, but it's something like water tension, all that kind of stuff, and it keeps that canopy glue nicely in to our window here for our camera. Give it a couple of hours, it will dry off, and that will look absolutely smashing. I mean, it would look better than any kind of canopy that you can get for any kit. It really really is an impressive technique. The only problem is our front camera. Our front camera comes at a point, so this technique here isn't going to work because of it coming to a point and all that kind of water tension stuff, whatever the science is behind that. So you're not going to get a nice sharp point using that technique. So what we're going to have to do for the front camera window is we've cut out a little bit of see-through plastic. We're going to polish this up and sand it up to a nice smooth glassy kind of window, and we've put a little bend in it, right, and then that's just going to fit in, and then we cut it to shape so it fits in this window hole here to give us a nice window. The only thing is with that, there was a little bit of a cutting issue to get this that plastic window to fit. I've got a piece of paper here just to kind of quickly sort of show you how I've had to cut that, because it's a bit complicated and you can't really see it on camera, but basically here's your window shape. Give the drawing, right, there's your window shape, and this line here represents the recessed panel line that comes with the kit, right? Now I couldn't just cut all that out hollow, because then there would be nothing for our piece of plastic window to sit on. So I'll just quickly draw this out. So I cut out, right, the middle bit all nice and hollow, and then left just a little bit around the edge for our glass, for our plastic window to fit on. The one thing I then had to do after that was I just had to not cut this bit here hollow, but I needed to give it a bit of a lip, bit of a step, so that we got a nice smooth all round edge on the front of the nose. so that basically you haven't got this window plastic coming out like, you know, 1/2 mil or something. It just goes in nice and fits nice and looks nice. We would have to like fill in around the edges and whatnot and re-scribe that and all that kind of stuff, make it look all nice, but hopefully you get the picture of what was going on with that front camera bit. The next thing as well was the internal bit of the nose. This is where we did some more scrap building, so we take this apart, and this is the right camera. Basically, bit of styrene plastic, right? Stick it into place, and basically this way we don't get this effect of, if we had nothing in there, that you can just see right through the right camera window and see right through the left camera window. We didn't want that effect, so nicely coming along, bit of styrene plastic just to blank that out. On the other side of this styrene plastic we've got a little bit of detail just to kind of make it look as though something's going on in there. We've sprayed it black, we've given it a bit of ADV Models concrete wash just to kind of I mean, the window's small, so you can't see, you know, hardly anything that's going on in there, and because we've sprayed it black, it gives it that illusion that, okay, I can see something's going on in there, but I can't quite see everything. So it does give you that nice illusion that there is something going on inside this camera window. We did that both for the left side, the bottom side, and then because the front nose section window is a bit bigger, we've just given that a little bit more detail. Again, sprayed it black, you know, give it some washes and whatnot, and you know, you should get that illusion that there is something going on inside that window to kind of give you that illusion effect. Next thing we've done here, I mean, we've got all our wheel wells and air intake in place, and we've done a bit of spraying there. Same with the exhausts, they're looking nice. We've painted the back of our air intake here black. This is like another illusion effect to kind of give you that effect of making it look as though, because it's black, that, you know, this air intake goes actually a lot further than it does. Rather than if we sprayed it silver, you could actually see that, you know, it stops there and that's it. But with the black, it gives you a bit more of an illusion that it goes a bit further. What else? We've also we've worked on our instrument panels and cockpit area, where, I mean, we haven't finished this yet. We've just basically come along and we've sprayed it 046 Vallejo, pale grey blue, and then we've like painted out all the actual panels and stuff on this instrument panel black, just to give it that nice bit of detail. We've still got to come along and we've got to you know, painting our dials, painting our buttons and knobs, and then we need to kind of weather it, where what we're going to do, we're going to weather our grey bits with our homemade black wash. We're going to then use a ADV Models concrete wash to bring out the black panels to kind of get that all nice and weathered, and then we want to come along and we want to kind of like test fit this and everything, and make sure all the other pieces that go around here are going to fit nicely, and we can then come on to the stage of actually finally getting this together, which I think this is basically the main part of the build for this kit. Right, now this fit here is a bit off. Underneath it all fits really nice, to be honest with you. Just a little bit at the back needs a bit of a sand and fit test, but on the top of this kit, I've got to say it, I mean, it is absolutely a dreadful fit all the way along the top. I mean, there is a nasty gap all the way along, and then there's even like little steps as well, kind of, you know, just here, just along here, there's like a little step as well, which you know, that's going to require some serious filling, sanding and rescribing to get that to be all nice and seamless and all that kind of stuff. Not really a problem, but I mean, it is quite an awful fit, to be honest with you. But we will take care of that next. After that, I mean, looking through the instructions, I mean, it gets kind of simple after doing all that. It is kind of simply, you know, I mean, we cut out our wings here and our fins and everything, and they should slot in, maybe a bit of filling and sanding around them, you know, cutting out our landing gear, prepping up for spraying, air brakes, you know, and then it's just, you know, cut out some pylons. I think I was going to detail them a bit, but they should be straightforward really. And hopefully that'll be all done today, and then tomorrow I'm kind of thinking, you know, we're going to be getting all our canopies in place and masked up, and we should hopefully be just coming along and getting on with some spraying tomorrow. We've also, what else, yeah, and we've also sprayed our ejector seat here, which this also needs to be painted up and then weathered, so that should be nice. One kind of last note about this kit, one sec. In the review, I mean, I just want to add this note to the review because it's a really nice kit, right? It is really good, but after building it, and as I've been going along with this, I just can't help keep thinking £100 is a lot of money. You know, I mean, it is nice. It's all resin. You know, you've got resin cockpits and ejector seats and everything, but I just can't keep help thinking that £100 is a bit too much for this kit. What I mean by this is, for example, I mean, our cockpit and instrument panel and our ejection seat, right? It is resin, and you're kind of thinking, right, this is resin. You know, resin, if you've ever brought like an Aries cockpit or something like that, all nice and resin, you know, it really has got a nice wow factor to it, in the sense that the detail is just immensely, like, really brilliant. And with this kit, you're thinking it's resin, and you're thinking you're going to get that kind of detail, but you don't. I mean, you get a nice bit of detail in the sense that it's better than your standard styrene plastic cockpit and ejection seat, which, you know, if we say, you know, there's your standard styrene plastic ejection seat, and then you've got your Aries resin nice ejection seats and cockpits, and then this kit comes somewhere in the middle. And, you know, I just keep thinking, well, okay, it's better than styrene, it's not as good as, like, say, Aries resin, but then you're paying £100 for this kit. And then, you know, that kind of brings on an issue. Well, what could you buy for £100? And I keep thinking, well, I could buy, you know, a nice Harrier Hasegawa kit 1 in 48 scale. I could go off and buy loads of really nice resin cockpits and ejector seats and all that kind of stuff, and some weapons to beef it up and whatnot, and probably won't even, you know, I mean, it'd be coming around about the £100 mark, but probably won't be even expensive as this. And I know that the Hasegawa Harrier is actually a really nice kit, and, you know, I know the cockpits and ejection seats are going to look, you know, 10 times better than these cockpits and ejection seats, and I just can't help thinking that for less money I can have a better detailed kit. Saying that, although personally, I mean, this is me personally, you know, I do feel that this is maybe a bit overpriced, but then, you know, I'm not a big fan of the G91s, you know, I like my Tornadoes and Harriers, like I've said, but if you're a big fan of G91s and all this kind of stuff, then, okay, you know, £100 is probably worth it for you. I mean, because you don't really have much choice when it comes to like these kits, because with the G91 Yankee, because I know, what is it, I think Atelier's done a rebox, and I think Revell's done a rebox of the G91, but the kits you get are, you know, 1970s, they're raised panel lines and all this kind of stuff. So I mean, although you can pick them up for maybe £10–20 or something, these old kits from Atelier and Revell and stuff, the problem is you're going to have to like rescribe all these raised panel lines. I think there's some nasty fit issues with it and everything. So, you know, it's either that or you pay £100 and you get a really nice kit, which I suppose it's all down to personal choice with this. I mean, as I say, I'm kind of thinking I could get a lot more for £100, but then, you know, it's the actual, I suppose it comes down to really personal choice of, you know, are you a fan of the G91? So just a little note to kind of help you along in the whole kind of, you know, if you ever want to build this kit and buy this kit, you know, just keep in mind it's I don't think it's value for money, but then, you know, to sum it up really, if you're a G91 fan, then this is going to be a kit for you, even though I personally feel that it's a bit overpriced. Other than that, I mean, I don't want to put a big downer on this kit, right? I don't want to kind of like say it's a load of rubbish, because it isn't. I mean, it is a decent kit. I mean, the detail is nice. It is nice to kind of like have a change to, you know, doing an all resin kit. You know, it's, I'm not trying to knock the kit in any way, because it is, as I say, a nice kit. Just I personally feel that it's a bit overpriced, and you know, hopefully I've given you the information for you to make kind of like your own judgment call of, you know, whether this is the kit for you or not. So I'm going to crack on with this now today, and hopefully I can get another video for you to show you more work in progress, and hopefully show you through the spraying stage and stuff. And I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Until next time, have a good day and goodbye.